So we know that these people have no rights. If he's a therapist, oh yeah, and shout out to Travis Blackman. Just want to put this one out there. Travis Blackman was a spoken word artist from out here that used to go do those spoken word battle or whatever stuff. You know what I mean? Representing out here. We went all over the place and won stuff. But one thing that he dropped in one of his poems that I'll never forget is that therapist really means the rapist. And then just think about what they do, bring you into the room or whatever like that, you know what I mean? You and them only, confidential, can't talk about what happened or whatever like that, and they're in there raping your mind the whole time. Trying to get you on whatever type of medicinal, whatever like that, help you deal with your problems, raping your mind the whole time. So the therapist is really the rapist. So don't go to those. But you talk to your boys, talk to your girlfriend, talk to somebody who you trust or whatever like that. But don't go to them. But anyways, so these people have no rights, right? So there was a couple things, a couple agenda items that they outlined that we just want to put out there to show people that what we talk about, and for Morris to even take this, what we talk about is not Morris stuff. People say, oh yeah, the Morris stuff, oh yeah, the Morris use Black Law Dictionary like nobody else uses it. Oh, the Moors use whatever they, you know what I mean? That they try to say that they don't need it and they can't use it and whatever like that. So a couple of things that stood out. Guided also by Article 15 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, according to which everyone has a right to a nationality, and no one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his or her nationality. Right? So echoing what Noble Ali said. Remember, this is 60s or whatever, human rights declarations. Then Declarations of a Child came out of Declarations of a Child from the League of Nations in 23. Right? Echoing the same theme, right? That Noble Ali is echoing. Recognizing the authority of states, which aren't really states. This is the part where we need to now look at the UN and are they really about everybody's interests? Because the states are corporations. So if they're not saying what the state is, like is it a quasi-state? Is it a de jure state? Are you saying states in general, quasi, de jure, whatever like that, they gotta do this thing, right? Recognizing, please, Mark. You can just pull out, if you want to pull out some more chairs right there. Please. You could just crack that door a little bit. Yeah. Recognizing the authority of the states to establish laws governing the acquisition, renunciation, or loss of nationalities in accordance with international law, and noting that the issue of statelessness is already under consideration by the General Assembly within the broad issue of state succession. Right? So the concept of loss of nationality and statelessness is not something that we're just coming up to do right now. This is something that they've been dealing with. They've been trying to get people to recognize that there's actually something called statelessness. There's actually something called not being part of a nation. And they recognize that once that exists for the individual, then that individual is victim to whatever happens, whatever goes down, with not having any remedy for that, right? Reaffirming the importance of the Convention on the Status of Stateless Persons and the Convention on the Reduction of Statelessness as a means of preventing and reducing statelessness and ensuring the protection of stateless persons. Recalling the Convention on the Rights of the Child, in particular its Articles 3, 7, and 8, which recognize the principle of the best interest of the child and guarantee the right of the child to be registered immediately after birth and to acquire nationality. So when the child gets registered at birth, they're supposed to acquire a nationality then. They don't. They become wards of the state. That they're saying state, not qualifying which state that they're talking about. So they're saying that whether it's de facto or de jure, because they're not being specific with it. So by them saying whether de facto or de jure, the state has to do certain things, right? The state has to do certain things. Whether or not it's de facto or de jure, the nationality aspect has to be there. If the nationality aspect's not there, then clearly those people aren't working with the best interests of the people. They're trying to do their best to make sure that the people don't have their tie to their nation. Because then if the people have no tie to the nation, then they can get choked out on the street corner. And nothing's not going to happen to the individuals who do it. And then they can get shot up in front of their girlfriend, and nothing's not going to happen to the individuals who do it. They're going to get, with pay off and, you know what I mean, the BS that they do. Bust that door right there. Go open it more. We'll pull more of that. Let's get a little air and then we'll close it back if it gets too low. Stressing that all human rights are universal, indivisible, interdependent, and interrelated, and that the international community must treat human rights globally in a fair and equal manner on the same footing and with the same emphasis. Recognizing that arbitrary deprivation, remember this is from June 2016, right? Recognizing the arbitrary deprivation of nationality disproportionately affects persons belonging to minorities. So they're not just generally speaking to anybody out there who's stateless. They're talking to specific people. Because even in other countries, stateless people are tied to some type of landmass that's a nation. Over here, they just classify them as minorities, and then they make prisons their country and graveyards their country. And that's how they deal with those people over here who are stateless. Right? Recognizing that arbitrary deprivation of nationality disproportionately affects persons belonging to minorities, and recalling the work done by the Special Rapporteur on Minority Issues on the subject of the right to a nationality. Telling the minorities, we know that you're stateless and that you have no nationality. So we're putting it out there that we know in hopes that you do something about it, because we've been telling you since Declaration of Rights of a Child, 1923. We've been telling you, we came into the 60s again with new stuff. Declaration of Rights of a Child, Declaration of Rights of Human Beings, Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People. And that it's just like it is for people to not accept the fact that they're the majority, right? But not correct the fact that they've been accepted as the minority. Just leaving it how it is. Just based on, well, just look at the numbers or whatever, but not do anything about it. Just talk about it. Well, we know that we're the majority. And they're only whatever percentage of whatever. Okay, but what are you doing about it? What are you doing about this discrepancy that was created? Certain people who are majority being labeled a minority, international people coming out and saying, all you people labeled as minority, the reason why you're a minority is because you're stateless. It's not minority because your numbers are low. It's minority because your status is that of a minor. You think like a child. That's why they keep bringing up Declaration of a Child when they talk to people who look like us. And they don't get that. They're telling them, you guys are children. Your own leaders kept you in this childlike mentality. And then now you're grown up now, but you still have a childlike mentality. They want to know how come, it's our community that whatever. And how come our community is the one that has to suffer? And how come not? Because, how much licks do you have to get? Before you realize, okay, time to whatever, because I don't want no more licks. But if you never got licks, if you got slapped on the wrist all the time, go in the corner. We're going to take your PlayStation out your room and stuff like that as punishment, then you got no discipline. You're not going to know that you're slow cooking. Spinning on the thing, you don't even know that they're slow cooking. And remember that nothing's falling on the so-called devil, because he came out behind the United Nations saying that people have these rights. Everybody has a right to a nationality. And then we're talking about, maybe 50 different things that they put out here. All of them dealing with nationality. And then the people out there who claim that they're nations and all that stuff, and they're this nation, that nation, and they claim that they're all these things. When they're all from one landmass, they all look the same, but all of them are different stuff. And then everywhere else we go, everybody just has one thing that they claim. And then you come to North America, and then there's 50 different things that all these people who look the same are claiming. Then you go to other places where everybody looks the same, and then there's only one thing that they claim. Obviously something's wrong with over here. Obviously, them putting this out is for the ones over here to realize that, you're not going to keep playing this game with the world. Right? When they say they are depopulating the planet right now, by any means, the whole purpose is to depopulate the mentality of the people. Get the people's mentality to the point where anything could happen to them. Somebody posted the thing the other day where they had Trump running in the elections or whatever like that on The Simpsons in 2002 or something like that. And then this guy's going down the escalator and all that. And then they show the exact same thing in 2015 or whatever. This guy going down the escalator, somebody dropped a paper in real life, and then that was in the thing in 2000. And you tell me that these people aren't acting or whatever? They got, go downtown and get a ticket, the corporation of the city of Toronto on the ticket. The people talking about municipal government and stuff like that. What are you talking about? The ticket that you just got says corporation on it. What's corporation? Business. Is business government? No. Alright, so then why is everybody treating mayor like he's somebody? You want to meet with the mayor because he's going to help us solve the... Well, he's the head of a corporation.